What if everything you were told about aging is wrong? Scientists just got FDA approval to reverse aging in human cells. Not slow it down, reverse it. And the first results are coming sooner than you think. Here is what most people believe. You get older, your body breaks down, and there is nothing you can do about it. You eat well, you exercise, you sleep 8 hours, and still the clock keeps moving forward. That belief is based on an outdated model. Scientists used to think aging was like a car wearing out. Metal rusts, parts break, engine fails. But in the last 10 years, something shifted. Researchers started looking at aging completely differently. Aging is not about your DNA breaking. Your genetic code is intact. Every instruction your body needs is still in there. The problem is that your cells are gradually losing the ability to read those instructions correctly. The information is fine. The reading system is failing. And if the reading system is failing, maybe it can be fixed. That is exactly what a team at Harvard Medical School has been working on. And in January of 2026, the FDA gave them the green light to test their approach in real human patients for the very first time in history. To understand why this discovery is so big, you need to understand what aging actually is. Not the wrinkles, not the grey hair. The real process happening inside your cells right now. Every cell in your body contains DNA. That DNA is like a complete instruction manual for your entire body. A skin cell reads certain pages. A brain cell reads different pages. Same book, different chapters. Over time, your cells start losing the ability to find the right pages. They get confused. A brain cell stops firing as efficiently as it did decades ago. This confusion is called epigenetic noise. It builds up slowly over decades until the effects become impossible to ignore. Think of it like a CD. When a disc is brand new, the laser reads every track perfectly. But over time, tiny scratches appear. The music starts skipping. The data is still there, completely intact, but the surface is too damaged to read it properly. Your DNA is the music. The scratches are the epigenetic noise. And for a long time, scientists assumed those scratches were permanent. You could maybe slow down how fast they appeared, but you could never actually remove them. That assumption just turned out to be wrong. In 2020, a Harvard team published a landmark study. They took old mice with damaged optic nerves. These mice had lost significant vision. Then the scientists introduced a specific combination of proteins directly into the eye, and the mice started seeing again. The retinal cells returned to a younger epigenetic profile and began functioning the way they had years earlier. The cells themselves changed, not masked, not worked around, actually changed. Here is the science behind that, explained simply. A Japanese scientist named Shinya Yamanaka discovered 4 specific proteins that could reset a fully grown adult cell back to a blank slate. This work won him the Nobel Prize. But there was a serious problem. A fully reset cell loses its identity entirely, and cells with no identity can grow out of control. That means cancer risk. Sinclair's team solved that problem. They used only 3 of the 4 proteins, leaving out the one linked to uncontrolled growth. The result was partial reprogramming. The cell got younger, but it kept its identity. A retinal cell stayed a retinal cell. It just started working like a young one again, not a drug that masks symptoms, a biological reset that targets the root cause. For years, this research lived entirely in the world of mice and laboratory dishes. That changed in January of 2026. A company co-founded by Sinclair received official FDA approval to run the first ever clinical trial of a cellular rejuvenation therapy. The treatment targets damaged retinal cells in patients with glaucoma and serious vision loss, conditions that currently have very limited treatment options. Getting FDA approval is not easy. Years of safety data, animal studies, and rigorous scientific review stand between an idea and a yes. The fact that regulators approved this means the evidence was strong enough to justify testing in real people. Right now, the first patients are being selected. This phase focuses primarily on safety. First results are expected by the end of 2026 or early 2027. And Life Biosciences is not alone. Altos Labs, New Limit, and Retro Biosciences are all chasing the same goal with serious funding behind them. Life Biosciences simply crossed the finish line first on human trials. And in science, being first to test in humans means being first to learn from humans. Before we move on, there is something important you need to know. A good science video has to tell you this. David Sinclair is influential, but he is also controversial. In early 2024, he stepped down from a major longevity organization after fellow scientists publicly stated that some of his claims went far beyond what the actual data supported. One prominent colleague called those specific claims factually incorrect. This does not mean his core research is wrong. His peer-reviewed publications are real and taken seriously, but there is a difference between what a published study shows and how it gets described in a press release. Knowing that helps you think critically about everything you hear in this space. What does the actual science support right now? It supports the idea that epigenetic reprogramming can restore youthful function to certain damaged cells in animal models. It supports human testing. It does not yet support the claim that aging can be fully reversed in living people. That is exactly what the current trial is beginning to answer. The honest summary is this: we are not at the finish line, we are at the starting gun of human trials. And that is still the most significant moment in the history of aging research. So let's bring this together. Your DNA is not broken. Your cells have simply forgotten how to read it. That forgetting happens gradually through a process called epigenetic noise. For most of human history, we had no way to address that. Now, for the first time, a therapy designed to do exactly that is being tested in real human patients. Does that mean aging is solved? Not yet. What it means is that the question has changed. Scientists are no longer asking whether cellular rejuvenation is theoretically possible. They are now asking how to make it safe and reliable in people. That is a completely different conversation, and it is happening right now. For those of us who are 40, 50, 60 years old today, this timeline is not abstract. The researchers understand that. They are moving as fast as rigorous science allows. Stay informed, think critically, pay attention to peer-reviewed results rather than headlines. The next few years are going to produce data that nobody has ever seen before. Now, I want to hear from you. Does cellular rejuvenation excite you, or does it make you uncomfortable? Maybe you think we should not be interfering with aging at all. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if real science breakthroughs are what you want to keep following, hit subscribe. New videos every week. You will not want to miss what is coming next.